And welcome to the show, Our Islam and Community Issues. My name is Naeem Sharif, and my co-host today is Imam Benjamin Shabazz of the Our Islam Center of Seattle. Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you.
Wa alaikum assalam, brother. Peace be upon you also.
We have a dynamic topic today, the greatest, Muhammad Ali. Before we start, Brother Imam Benjamin, would you open us with prayer, please, sir?
All right, we're going to start off with the Al-Fatiha from the Quran, the first 7 most often repeated verses in the world. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim. Waladdallin. Ameen. All right.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Well, we got a lot of ground to cover.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
let's
sir.
see what we can do. Talking about Muhammad Ali, the greatest. So to start it off, what are some of your impressions of Muhammad Ali?
Well, Brother Muhammad Ali was an inspiration to America. He was an inspiration to Black America. He was an inspiration to Muslims. And as you know, he shook up the boxing world.
Mm-hmm.
So he had an impact on the male psyche, I would say, and especially during the time when the African American community was being frustrated, you know, in its participation in receiving civil rights, human rights. So he came along at a time when there was great turmoil. He came along at a time when the Vietnam War was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And he took his platform as a sports figure to demonstrate the feelings of a large portion of the American population in terms of not participating in the war was wrong, and also in demanding human rights for the African American community.
Very good, very good. Now, we got several pictures that you have here, and if you want to discuss maybe one of the first ones there and say who's in it and...
All right, so we'll start with the pictures, and I'll start with this one right here. This is Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. So we don't have to take him out there. We can just leave him right there.
We can leave that one right
Yeah,
there, I think.
that's
People can
Muhammad
see.
Ali and Joe Frazier. Maybe they want to do a close-up on that. And you know, Joe Frazier, he fought Joe Frazier 3 times.
Right.
And it was a Thriller in Manila.
Well, the first one was in Madison Square Garden.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that was
right,
the first one.
Right.
And you know, that fight, Muhammad Ali ended up losing. That was his first fight to lose. But from what I recollect is that he almost had Joe Frazier in the second round. He didn't realize it. He could have, if he would have went all out, he could have got him. But after that, it was just, you know, it was just a battle. It was a war. And one of the things I remember is that Muhammad Ali just saw it kind of like, you know, a regular boxing match. You know, it was a championship match and everything. But Joe Frazier, Smoking Joe Frazier attitude was, this was a war, man. And all the stuff that you talked about me, man, I'm going in it as a war, where Ali was looking at it as a boxing match and maybe a paycheck, because he hadn't been in the ring for so long. So I mean, it was a classic battle, you know, between 2 champions and 2 different styles.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see if we can. Yeah, can we get that again? Get that close up? Yeah, and then yeah, can we zoom right on in on them? Real nice slow fade, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, the thing about it is that Muhammad Ali was also a businessman,
Mm-hmm.
and he understood how to bring revenue to the tickets for ticket sales.
Right.
So he would talk plenty trash, you know, but he talked so much trash, you know, it got personal.
Mm-hmm.
It got personal with Joe Frazier's family,
Yeah.
because his son was talking about he would go to school and the kids would make fun of him, you know, because of what Muhammad Ali was saying about his dad. So it was almost like a grudge match, so to speak. But now, if you watch that fight, you know, Ali is not, his forte is not a big puncher.
Right.
He's a boxer.
Right.
And if you watch that fight, you see he was outpointing Joe in every round.
Mm.
And when Joe knocked him down, he didn't linger. He got right back up.
I don't know how he got up because, like he said, he hit him hard enough for his ancestors. So yeah, I don't know how he got up, man, because he got tagged square.
So it was kind of an emotional victory because everybody wanted to see anybody knock Muhammad Ali down.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So now this next picture, now I hope we can work these pictures so they don't fall out of sync here. That's all right, we'll get to that later.
Okay.
Yeah. This next picture is Muhammad Ali, Floyd Patterson, and the Brown Bomber, Joe Louis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that Floyd Patterson in the middle?
I think I named him right.
I just can't see it.
Well, we'll see in a minute. No, that's not Floyd Patterson. That's Sugar Ray Robinson.
That's what I thought.
Thank you. Yeah, Sugar Ray Robinson. And those were three great, fantastic champions.
Yeah, and I remember like Muhammad Ali, his style was of a heavyweight was like of a lightweight. And I think he took some of the things that he saw Sugar Ray do and put it in his arsenal. Like you said, he wasn't really a knockout one-punch guy, but he would hit you with so many that it'd be multiplied, and then there you go. And then with the Brown Bomber. There's a story, Muhammad Ali visited a nursing home back in the day, and this Caucasian gentleman, saw him and said, "Oh, Joe Louis, thank you for coming." So some of Muhammad Ali's aides who were with him were about to tell the guy, "Well, no, man, this is not Joe Louis. This is Muhammad Ali." Muhammad Ali said, "No. Just let them think that it's Joe Louis, and because this will make the guy really happy." So that was the kind of person he was. He talked up for the human rights and the civil rights of African American people, but on a personal level, he treated people, very good. His kindness and his heart.
Yeah, that's a beautiful story.
Yes, sir.
That's a beautiful story. Okay, the next picture is, it's working so far.
It hasn't fallen down.
Yeah. So this next picture is Muhammad Ali and the great Malcolm X. Yeah, let me see if I can bring this down. There you go. That's a good shot right there. And Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X were very good friends.
Yes.
Very good friends. So he had, what can you say? He had great company around him.
Yeah, he was surrounded by, by giants,
And one of the things, as I recall, in the movie, Ali, where they had, he was going to announce his name, that his name changed.
Right.
But he didn't want to announce it right away. And when the people in his camp realized that he was talking to Malcolm X, everybody got upset, They wanted him to get away from Malcolm X, And I remember that scene when he was talking to, I think Robert Duvall was playing the promoter. He called him in,
Oh, yeah, right.
Told him to send Malcolm X home and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, I'm going to tell you what I'm not going to do." He said, "I'm not going to not talk to Malcolm X." And then he went on and on and on. But, yeah, there's two great giants right there.
Yes.
Yeah, you called it right.
Yes. And one of Malcolm X's daughters spoke at his memorial, and I don't want to mispronounce her name, but she was very emotional about it because she remembered her dad, Malcolm X, who got assassinated. But she also remembered, that Malcolm and Muhammad Ali were good friends. They kind of split apart because Malcolm went one way and Muhammad Ali stuck with Elijah Muhammad and so forth and so on. But she was really, you could really see that she mourned the passing of Muhammad Ali and it also reminded her of her dad. But she spoke very well and she really tried to hold it together. She held it together the best she could. I mean, there's so many connections with Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and Muhammad Ali with Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali with all the different civil rights leaders, and then also with Jim Brown, Lew Alcindor, who later became Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and all these people. And then the thing between him and Howard Cosell. I mean, there's just so many dynamics. And then him and Billy Crystal, the comedian actor Billy Crystal, spoke very highly of Muhammad Ali at the memorial. There was a story that he talked about at the memorial where Billy Crystal was asking Muhammad Ali to go over to Israel and promote this thing that he was promoting. And what it was between Jewish and Palestinian youth. And I think it was dealing with music, coming together to deal with them in music or something. And so Muhammad Ali went over, and so Billy Crystal said, I got the most famous Muslim in the world to come over and to promote this. And from what I understand, it's still going on today. And I think it involves music. I couldn't be wrong, but if you get a chance to look at the memorial again, he talks about Muhammad Ali. And Muhammad Ali would always call Billy Crystal his little brother, So, I mean, and you talk to people who've met Muhammad Ali, everybody has a story if they spend any time. And, it's just really amazing, really amazing.
Yeah, he's truly an American hero.
Yes.
And like you said, every person, big or small, has a personal story about how Muhammad Ali affected their lives.
Yes, sir. Definitely. Definitely.
So now this picture here is for, who is that person? Imam W. Deen Muhammad.
Also known as Wallace Muhammad.
Warithuddin Muhammad.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, if you could zoom in on this picture right here, it has a caption. We want to talk about that caption. Yeah, can you zoom in on it? Can you read it, Naeem?
It says, the most important Muslim you've never heard of, and that's Imam W.D. Muhammad. Now, I don't know what year that is from. So it says, W.D. Muhammad, spiritual leader of thousands of U.S. Muslims, dramatically changed Islam in America. And most people...
Wait a minute. How did you read that?
Because I can read. I went to the eye doctor and got some glasses, and I keep them on.
That was outstanding, man.
And most people don't know about Imam W.D. Muhammad. But when Elijah Muhammad passed, his son, Wallace Muhammad, later known as Imam W.D. Muhammad, was elected leader of the Nation of Islam. And some of the things he did right away, he opened up what then the Nation of Islam to everybody. Before it was just closed basically to African Americans. And what he did, he brought in the universal Islam to our community. Because before it was closed off, it was just for African Americans. And it was called the Nation of Islam. And what it was, that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he said, I'm not really here to teach you Islam, I'm here to clean you up. So we had to get cleaned up, of our slave thinking ways and so forth. And that's what Elijah Muhammad did. And his teacher did, Farad Muhammad. And just to give you a brief example, he just used reverse psychology. You hear, all the angels are white. You know, the pictures, everybody's white. Jesus is white, everybody's white. And, you know, angel food cake is white. Devil food cake is dark. You can go on down the line. And what he did use reverse psychology. He said, you guys say that the black people are evil or bad. He flipped the switch and said, you know, the white man is the devil, you know. So when Imam W. Muhammad came into leadership, he brought in the universal Islam where God is one and humanity is one. And this is one of the main sources where Muhammad Ali, you know, became even more universal in his thinking.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And you could tell in his conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, he became much more universal in his thinking. Excuse me. And because of that, people loved him before he made the change, you know, because of his brashness, his boldness, but the fact that he backed up everything he said in the ring.
Yes.
So people were enamored by that, but also because of his personality, you know, and people loved him. But then when he came into the universal understanding of Islam, you know, and let go of the racist rhetoric, people just opened their hearts to him, you know.
Oh yeah, even more. Like I said, there was a reason for that. We were, you know, we had self-hate, you know. So, you know, you just reversed it and, you know, said, hey, you know, the black man's God, the white man's devil. But there was a time for that, and then there was a time to come out of that cocoon, to come and spread our wings to the universal thing. A quick story I want to say before I forget. I've met Muhammad Ali twice. First I was in Chicago at a restaurant, and he took a picture with me and brother Paul Pfeiffer, Munir Furqan. And we took a picture. He was very, very gracious and so forth. Then the next time I met him was at the University of Washington, and he was there to speak. So I'll just make this a quick story. So he gave his speech, you know, and everything. And you know how people ask you, you know, are there any questions? So nobody had any questions, you know, because a lot of times when you're quote by a celebrity, you don't want to ask a question and seem stupid, you know. So nobody asked a question. So of course I had to ask the question. And I should have phrased it a different way. I should have phrased, well, what do you think about black people using self-defense? But I didn't use it that way. I said, what do you think about black people using violence to gain their freedom? So he just said, he paused for about 1 second. He just said, that'd be like you trying to whoop me. So that was in the question and answer period. That was it. You know, nobody had any questions. All these so-called black militants in there, nobody had any questions. You know, that was it. I mean, because truly, you don't manufacture the weapons and et cetera, and so forth, and then you're outgunned and everything. So he was trying to, I guess, really say it's more of a psychological battle than it is anything else.
Yeah, that was wisdom right there.
Yeah.
That was wisdom right there. Yeah, my story is first meeting him was in L.A. At the masjid when Imam Muhammad was given the Jummah.
Okay.
So we all went down there, and first thing you noticed right off was his Rolls Royce was parked outside.
Oh, the brown Rolls Royce? Yes, sir.
It was parked outside. So we came in, and everybody was sitting on the floor. And so I just kind of took an observation post, you know, to observe the person.
Right.
And he was having just a wonderful time with the kids. You know, the youth in there, the young kids in there were coming up to him. And his thing was doing magic tricks.
Right.
You know, he would do little magic tricks with the kids, you know. So the point is that, you know, a lot of people in those positions, those iconic positions, are kind of standoffish. You know. Or if it's a photo op, you know, they'll get involved. But then as soon as that photo op is over, you see their whole expression change, you know, and like, you know, I got to get out of here, away from these people or something. But he always had an open heart and an embracing attitude, and especially with the kids, because I think that's important. And I want to kind of add this. I know these two people are not equal, but I think they share a similar frame with Russell Wilson. Is like that, the same way. You know, when there was a personal story I had with my daughter, she had her children in the car and they were downtown and they saw him. And the kids were saying, "Look, Mom, Russell Wilson, Russell Wilson, Russell Wilson, Russell Wilson," you know. And so they drew his attention.
Mm-hmm.
So she parked. I think he told her to pull over or something.
Uh-huh.
She parked, he parked, and then kids got out, jumped out the car, you know.
Oh, wow.
And they wanted to take a picture and everything.
Yeah.
So her phone was dying.
Oh, of course.
She couldn't take the picture, right?
Yeah.
So he said, "That's all right, I'll take it with my phone,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll just send it to you."
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, taking the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not snubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And he just made himself available and made himself extra available to make sure
Yeah.
the kids got the picture and everything. So I just wanted to bring that up
Yeah.
in terms of there are people out there that really do have a sincere desire
Mm-hmm.
to be an influence, you know, on the community.
Right, right.
So let me see. I brought something back for you personally because I know you a man that collects iconic items, you know, from different events and things.
Mm-hmm.
And this picture here, if we can get a close-up of that, yeah, there it is right there. This picture here is a picture of Muhammad Ali with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I can't see who else is in that picture.
So maybe if you give it to me, I can have it at this camera angle here.
Okay.
So maybe right there. You can zoom in on that possibly.
Yeah, we waiting on you to zoom in on it.
So it is a picture of Muhammad Ali and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Some of these pictures, you know, they're rare. You don't see them much. There we go. There we go.
Oh, that must be a news reporter.
Yeah, that's a news reporter. And then there's Muhammad Ali. Then in the middle is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and a news reporter.
And that book he has.
Message to the Black Man.
Right, right.
Yeah, yeah. So it's amazing that he took a stand with one of the, I don't even know how to describe it, one of the, an organization, that was frowned upon, but had a place in American history, African American history, self-help, do for self, started businesses, and.
You want to rotate them pictures? Let's see, there's three more behind it.
Okay, so we'll do another picture here. So then this picture is of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and his wife, Sister Clara Muhammad.
Right.
Yeah, sorry for the angle there.
Right.
Okay, so that's Elijah. Usually you see Elijah Muhammad with a fez on or something, but that's him and his wife. And a lot of the schools, their son, Wallace Muhammad, Imam W. Muhammad, named some of the Muslim schools after her, Sister Clara Muhammad.
Yeah.
And she was instrumental in getting a lot of homeschooling done.
Right.
Because they didn't want to send, the children to the public schools because, they weren't getting them a good education. So
right.
they started the University of Islam for the students, and then Imam Muhammad changed that name to Sister Clara Muhammad School.
We got two more pictures there to show.
Okay, now this is a picture you don't see. This picture here is one you don't see too often. And this is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Martin Luther King. They had a meeting. Now, of course, they didn't agree on things, but they did have a meeting. And each of them played a role in the history of America and the history of African Americans and the history of Islam in the United States. The Nation of Islam, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, really brought a strong message of Islam to the United States. It necessarily wasn't the correct message, but it pointed us in the right direction. And we owe a debt to this man and his work, for getting us to that particular position. One more picture.
Yeah, one more picture.
Is this it, the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's Andrew Young. I don't know who the other person is. And then in the middle is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Ralph
Abernathy, yeah.
And on the far right, I'm not sure who that was.
Yeah, yeah.
But you would never know. And there's a quick story, and I got to tell this story quick, that they needed some money to get some of the civil rights people out of jail. So Julian Bond went to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and said, we need $50,000 to get these people out of jail. So Elijah Muhammad said, we'll come back tomorrow and we'll have that for you. And so they had $50,000 to get some of the civil rights people out of jail. You wouldn't know, you don't know about these stories.
Yeah.
There's a lot of history. So we got about just a little bit less than 2 minutes. Any closing remarks you'd like to make?
Yeah, I want to personally, let me see those pictures.
Okay.
I want to personally give you these pictures.
Okay, well, I thank you very much.
Yeah, this is, I got these in Chicago.
Okay.
So I want to personally give them to you
Thank you,
as
sir.
a gift from the Al Islam Center.
Thank you. We'll keep this in the family and pass it down to my children and their children. These are really outstanding pictures. Like I said, some of these things you never see. And there's
Right.
also a picture of, did I show the one with Elijah Muhammad and Martin Luther King? I showed
Oh, yeah,
that.
yeah,
I showed that
yeah,
one.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
these are outstanding.
Yeah.
So just in closing, this is part one. We got more material for part two.
Yeah, we got more pictures up here to
Got
show.
more pictures. Also join us on our YouTube, our dynamic crew, Jahar Russell and Jamal Sharif for helping us, keeping us up to date and on,
So YouTube, how do we announce the YouTube?
Well, they'll probably put on the credits, but
Okay.
that'll be something to come. And we'll get into some more pictures, some more stories about the greatest Muhammad Ali,
The greatest of all time.
greatest of all time. And this program is just dedicated to give the general public a better idea of our Islam and also current events and community issues and our point of view, not without all that mess that's going on out in the world. So that is the purpose of this particular show. So produced by the Community Users Group and all those who understand. And we thank our crew, Jamal Sharif and Jahar Craven Russell. We thank you for watching, and may God bless you. Thank you, Brother Imam Benjamin Shabazz.
Thank you.
All right. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
And peace to our audience, because in these days and times, we need it. Thank you.
Right on time.
That was much better, gentlemen.